Hello everyone, welcome to another video of mine, Kemal AA, and this is another Chelsea transfer video for you guys, where I will speak about three main topics for this video. Luka Modric and some interesting reports and quotes from Modric himself about how he nearly signed for Chelsea back in 2011. We're going over his quotes, giving my thoughts and opinions on top of that as well. We'll also be speaking about another Kai Havertz update, this time by Jan Agerfreuthoff, a Norwegian journalist, very reliable, connected to a lot of German Bundesliga football when it comes to Jadon Sancho news. You guys might have heard of him. Kai Havertz, Timo Werner. When it comes to these sort of, German news alongside Fabrizio Romano and Christian Falk, he's up there as tier 1, so he's relatively reliable in that department. And finally, we'll speak about Lyon and how their interest in Bakayoko could mean that we could potentially be involved in a swap deal for Bruno Guimaraes from Lyon. Now, before I do get into it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get into today's first topic of the video, and that is another Kai Havertz update. Now, it seems as though we're getting a Kai Havertz update every single day. It's becoming the Kai Havertz show. I mean, every single day we're getting a Kai Havertz update. I mean, it's not my fault. I'm sorry. Hopefully the deal will get a line. It's imminent. It's happening. There's no question the deal is not happening. Kai Havertz will be a blue. It's just we don't know when it's going to be announced. Now, what's interesting about this is now we have some clarity. Now, Jan Agerfreuthoff, according to Jan Agerfreuthoff, Leverkusen have given Chelsea a deadline to agree a fee for Kai Havertz, which is the 28th of August, when they essentially begin their pre-season training. Havertz wants to leave. Chelsea are clear front runners. All that's left is agreeing a fee. Now, in yesterday's transfer video, I'd mentioned and described that we are in the final stage of negotiations, as reported by Kevin Palmer. And it was only about performance-related bonuses that, that was a stumbling block, and that will get sorted. Now, what's positive is the fact that we are only in the final stages, meaning that most negotiations have been done, the tough parts have been done, meaning we should expect an announcement within the next 10 days, potentially 2 weeks. But, 10 days until they start their pre-season training. So hopefully by then, Kai Havertz will be holding a Chelsea shirt up. He will be a blue. And that's our deadline. Now, that doesn't mean, if we don't sign Kai Havertz by 20th of August, that, he's staying in Leverkusen. No, it doesn't mean anything to do with that. That has nothing to do with anything. It's just, it would be nice if we can get him done by then, because you don't want Havertz starting to prepare with Leverkusen for next season, starting to train when his heart is not in it. He doesn't want to be there. It's going to force a move, and things could get messy. So it's better if we do sort out the deal before that mark, which we have, as I record this video, it is the 18th of August, so we have exactly 10 days until Leverkusen start their camp, start their pre-season training for the upcoming Bundesliga campaign season. So like I said, it would be nice and it'd be ideal if we get the agreement sorted. Leverkusen know that we are in a strong position. They haven't qualified for Champions League football, they're out of the Europa League, their season's completely finished, they have nothing to play for. Havertz has nothing to play for. He's expressed his desire to leave. He's spoken to the Leverkusen CEO, the directors. He's expressed his wishes to leave, and them not getting Champions League football has really put the power in Marina's hands. Chelsea have the upper hand. We have the advantage in negotiation tactic. We have the power. Leverkusen are demanding 90 million euros, but Chelsea can play hardball because they know that Leverkusen, have to send this summer, because he has 2 years left. If they don't send this summer, their valuation next season will immediately half, and they won't get anywhere near what they can this season. So Chelsea are in a very, very strong position. I think that we can get a decent amount. I think the upfront cost will be a lot, but I think with significant bonuses, added clauses, the deal will get done very soon. The deal is imminent. The deal is imminent. Don't worry about that. The deal is going to happen. It's just the matter of when, not if. That's the key thing here that I need to tell you guys. The deal is happening. It's just a case of when. When is it going to be? Is it going to be next week? Is it going to be in 5 days? He is subject to a medical. He hasn't taken his medical yet, obviously, because the deal hasn't been agreed. With personal terms, as I keep stressing every single day, has already been agreed. So there's no need to worry about that. But that is the latest Kai Havertz update. The deadline is the 20th of August. So hopefully Chelsea will announce Kai Havertz by then. You will be seeing a massive, huge Kai Havertz announcement video from me. But that's all the latest news on Kai Havertz. I'll be providing all the latest news every single day, so make sure you hit the bell notification and subscribe. Now, moving on to the next story, which is quite interesting actually. This gave me a lot of insight, and I'm sure it gave a lot of Chelsea fans insight. You guys may have already seen this, but Luka Modric conducted an interview, and he was asked about his past history, and asked about Chelsea and Roman Abramovich. And Luka Modric spoke about his time when he actually met Roman Abramovich on his yacht back in 2011. Now, Luka Modric, when he spoke about it, this is his quotes saying, Roman Abramovich was saying, "We know you are a quality player. I'd like you to sign for Chelsea," as he was speaking to Modric. He said, "Do you think Tottenham will resist your transfer? Are they going to put up a fight?" Abramovich asked. Modric then replied, "I think the negotiations are going to be tough. That's what Modric said. And now then he continued on to say, because I knew the clubs were not on good terms, I had to come to his yacht to talk. So it was evident I wished the same. I wanted to move to a more ambitious club. So that's really interesting in my opinion. We know that at the time Tottenham financially were not the strongest. They weren't competing for titles, and even still now, yes, they've got Jose Mourinho, but they're not competing for the big honours. They're not competing for Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues. And this is back, 9 years ago. This is where Modric was entering his prime, when he eventually moved on to Real Madrid, where he's become that superstar, a Ballon d'Or winner. I would have loved Modric at Chelsea. A stunning, world-class, generational midfielder. He's got goals, he's got assists, he can dictate a game. He's a phenomenal midfielder. There's nothing more to say, and he would have been amazing at Chelsea. Could you imagine him next to like Frank Lampard, Michael Essien, Michael Ballack? The options were endless. Honestly, he would have been terrific. But it wasn't meant to be because, of course, he was at Tottenham. Tottenham would never sell to a direct rival. But Modric, obviously, he was ambitious. He wanted to move to a new club. Hence why he then ended up moving to Real Madrid, because he wanted to win major honours, major trophies. But I just thought it was really interesting. It just came out a couple of hours ago after he had an interview at Chelsea. And obviously, he's really close mates with Mateo Kovacic, of course, both are Croatian internationals. And he actually recommended Kovacic to actually come to Chelsea. So, obviously, thank you, Agent Modric. You wanted to come to us and you sent your fellow best friend Kovacic to Chelsea. So, thank you very much for that. And, commiserations that you're going to come to us. But, he's a terrific midfielder, a world-class midfielder. And, I would love him at Chelsea. Obviously, not anymore. He's now 33 years of age. He's past his prime, his sell-by date. But at the time, he was a world-class midfielder. Just really interesting that he actually came to Abramovich yacht to actually discuss the situation. Now, moving on to the final story, let's talk about Lyon, Bakayoko and Bruno Guimaraes. Now, Lyon have opened talks with Chelsea over the possible signing of French midfielder Timo Bakayoko, reported by the French publication Get French Football News. Now, we know that Bakayoko has been surplus to requirements and he is on his way out. Now, we knew that other clubs were interested. AC Milan are closing in on signing Bakayoko. We know that Monaco, obviously he was on loan at Monaco this season. He's a club that we signed him for. But Get French Football News reporting that Lyon have opened talks over signing Timo Bakayoko. We know Mourinho wants a permanent sale. AC Milan have offered a 1-year loan option with a option to buy at the end. But Mourinho and Chelsea want the cash right now, which is understandable. We need to raise funds to reinvest back into the squad and obviously balance the books regarding financial fair play, FFP regulations, and that's understandable. Now, Bruno Guimaraes hasn't been linked to Chelsea, so don't take this video the wrong way. What I am saying is Chelsea could potentially, in my personal opinion, use the Bakayoko interest to potentially sign Bruno Guimaraes. Now, we were actually interested in Bruno Guimaraes before he made his move to Lyon when he was at Atletico Palmeiras in Brazil. Under Mauricio Sarri, he was the main target, and he's been fantastic for Lyon. He's been so instrumental alongside Houssam Aouar in that midfield, getting Lyon to the Champions League semi-final. They've been on a fantastic European run, and them two are running the show, dictating games, and he'd be a world-class player in that number 6 position. My first choice target out of anyone in Europe, behind those 2 8s, attacking 8s that Lampard wants to utilise and deploy in his new system. And I think he fits the system perfectly. He's got the athleticism to cover ground, to make tackles, to win ball back, but he has the intelligence and the footballing IQ, so his positioning, his ball progression, his movement of the ball. I always think of himself as a hybrid between Kante and Jorginho, like a Thiago, but a more stronger 6-foot physical build of a Thiago. He's a world-class midfielder, and obviously with the Bakayoko interest, it would make sense if we could use Bakayoko to reduce the fee, plus add in maybe £30 million to secure the signing of Bruno Guimaraes, who I think would be a fantastic signing for Chelsea. But that is just my thoughts, opinions. Would you take Bruno Guimaraes to Chelsea, or would you like a different midfielder? Do you think Kante would do the job? Do you prefer Declan Rice? Do you prefer Soumaré from Lille? Which midfielder do you think is perfect for that number 6 position that Lampard wants to deploy, with the 2 attacking 8s and obviously the number 6 lone DM right behind the 2 attacking 8s? Leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. But if you did enjoy this Chelsea transfer video, don't forget to smash like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I will see you guys for my next video. Peace.